morning, gentlemen. I'm going to talk to you today on a very interesting topic, and that concerns Iran. As you know, Iran is in the eye of the world, and all the focus on Iran at the moment. But Iran is a mystery. Mystery in the sense कि nobody knows who is ruling Iran at the moment. किसी को नहीं मालूम कि ईरान पे कौन राज कर रहा है. And this is a fact because nobody knows fact is. Actually, जब जंग शुरू हुआ था, on the very first day of the battle, जो Ayatollah Khomanie से, who was the supreme leader of Iran, was killed in the first few hours of the battle. ये एक precision strike थी, and that took away the life of the Ayatollah who had been ruling Iran with the iron hand for the last 39 years. He was supposed to be a man of God, but ये बहुत एक ruthless आदमी था. He was a very ruthless man who executed his opponents, and he had set up a army which is called the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard. And this purpose of the guard was to defend the regime against the own people. That means जो उनकी प्रजा थी, लोग थे, उन्हीं को वो suppress करती थी. It used to suppress those people who were part of the Iranian state. And there are records that hundreds of Iranian young women, men, opponents of the regime were executed with the blink of an eye by this man. He was also a terrorist in the sense he was financing terrorist activities in Lebanon, in Syria, in Iraq, Gaza, and Yemen. And in fact, during his regime, the funding for these terrorist organizations like Hezbollah and Hamas had gone up immensely. And that is something we must bear in mind. So there need to be no tears shed on such a man who was sent to the gallows by an air attack, joint attack of the Israelis and Americans. Along with Ayatollah, many of his other children were also killed. His granddaughter was also killed. And his eldest son, Mojitaba Khomanie, who was present in the bunker at that time, was supposed to have been killed. But I believe he survived the attack. And यहाँ से फिर mystery start होती है, because the Iranian clergy declared that Mojitaba would be the ruler of Iran, the dictator of Iran, and power was invested in him. But nobody saw him. He was like a ghost. A ghost, आप जानते क्या होता है? A ghost is something you don't see. So he had become like a ghost who was hiding from the people, who was hiding from everybody. Initially, the Americans thought he's been killed along with his father. But now there are reports coming in that he was not killed, but perhaps he was grievously injured. And that also is not confirmed. Some reports are coming in that he had been grievously injured, he had a leg injury, his leg was amputated, all sorts of news is coming, his face is disfigured, and he cannot appear before the public. I mean, all these statements were coming in, and it was not even clear whether he's alive or not. And the biggest mystery came when recently the funeral of Ayatollah Khomanie was held. All his other sons were there, but this main son, who's the ruler, was not there. He was missing. And an excuse was given that he has not appeared because of security concerns and the fact that the Americans or the Israelis may kill him. I don't think this was possible, frankly, because once such a holy event is taking place like the burial of the leader of Iran, I don't think the Americans or the Israelis would have gone and attacked at that time. But then there is a mystery, and that is what I say, that mystery has to be solved. It cannot be solved immediately because Ayatollah Khomanie is not available. Nobody knows whether he is available, he is dead, what is he doing, whether he is injured. And fact is, despite all the intelligence which the Israelis and the Americans have in Iran and on Iran, they do not know what has happened to Mojitaba Khomanie. There's only conjectures. Some say that he's being hidden in a deep bunker from where he's controlling the battle. And the second people, somebody says he's seriously injured and he's under treatment and cannot come out. So, gentlemen, there are so many theories which are going around, but nobody seems to know what has happened. What we know is that a funeral is a very important event in the history of any country when its leader is consummated, sent to the um, next world. I mean, the recognition that he is now no longer alive. That is a time when his kith and kin, as per the norms, appear on the site to do the last rites. Here, the main protagonist, the main son, who was supposed to take over, supposed to have become the Ayatollah in place of his father, was missing. He never turned up. And it's a mystery, and nobody's seen him for the last 4 months of the battle. Where is he? There is one news that the president of Iran went and had a meeting with him, and he came out and said he's absolutely fine, and he talked to him and all that. But this could be a ploy. It's something which we can take as a gospel truth. So ये point ये है कि a ghost is controlling Iran. And this is very surprising. The public is also getting cheesed now. They're wondering what's happening. This man appears neither on TV nor on print. No photograph of his has come out, and nothing has come out. No voice has come out. No speech has come out by him. And there is a good possibility that he may be dead, and the IRGC and certain other leaders of Iran are just resurrecting his ghost so that, the Iranian people are kept suppressed. Because in case the Iranian people come to know that Mujtaba is no more alive, well, you can you can imagine what's going to happen. It's going to be a very terrible situation for Iran. And there's a good chance that there would be a big revolution on, because though millions of people turned up for this funeral of Ayatollah Khomanie, but I can tell you, there were forced people who had been brought there at the gunpoint, and people who were, crying and shouting. I think it was all stage managed, probably to impress the world that Iran is united, which is not the case. Because the fact remains that there are very many opponents of the clergy regime, and they want to get rid of this regime, but at the same time they don't know how to go about it. And in case they come to know that the Ayatollah is no more, there would be a revolution, revolt, and the balance of the clergy would be consigned to the flames of death. So that could be one of the reasons that though Mujtaba is not alive, they are resurrecting his ghost. It's just a possibility. I'm not saying it's the truth. It is just my assessment. Because it's a mystery why a man who's leading a nation should be in hiding, who doesn't show his face, who doesn't come on TV, he doesn't make a statement, and nobody says anything. The regime also keeps silent about him. So he is the ghost that rules, That is the thing we can all surmise. The ghost rules Iran. But how long this ghost is continuing to rule, that is the point. A stage will come when the Iranian people are going to get fed up. But in his name, some people are ruling. There is no doubt about it. And they are the ones who don't want peace with America. That is why a bounty has been put on the head of Donald Trump. It's a very stupid thing to do, but they've done it. And this about shows that Donald Trump is a maverick. He doesn't understand the politics of what is happening. And the Iranians have put a bounty on his head. They're going to kill him. And they are attacking the American bases. Yet at a long time he was talking of peace with Iran. He was, coming on the tech and saying to the press and talking that he's going to have peace, he's going to have this, he's going to allow Iran a lot of leeway, he's going to give them $300 billion for reconstruction. I used to think that this man is really mad. Here's an enemy and he's talking like this. And then he used to keep boasting, I've destroyed the Iranian Navy, I've done this, but yet Iran's ability to fight has not been punctured. They're still fighting. And in the latest attacks which have taken place, they have attacked the American bases in Bahrain and Qatar, and I believe certain amount of damage has been done. This is not the sign of a defeated nation. America's and Donald Trump claiming that Iran is defeated, I think is a lot of CNB. I can't use the words here. Anyway, gentlemen, I think I will close now. The ghost rules and the mystery of the ghost has not been solved. Let us see what happens. Goodbye.